here with new FSU linebackers coach, JP. Just break down kind of what it's been like transitioning into this new role. Obviously, still coordinating the special teams, but taking on the linebacker room. I know that's a spot you've obviously coached a bunch in your career, but the last few months, what's it been like?
It's been great. Number one, it's a great group of kids to work with. The guys coming back. I think that they're great young men, and then the ones that we were able to add to the room add a lot of value, not just as players, but who they are and how they represent themselves. And working with Ernie, I think he's tremendous at what he does and his passion for it. And, then having the new staff here with Coach White is it's been good because me making that transition, but then having it within a new defense, a new system that's being brought in. You're always looking to grow and learn in this profession, and it's absolutely pushing me in that direction.
Just speaking on his new defense, Tony White's, obviously they'll have the two traditional linebackers and then a jack. Are you going to help out in coaching that jack position too, or are you going to primarily focus on the other two?
That's a great question. So there's really two ways we can get to the looks that we want to get to. One's with a fourth D lineman in the game, which that will come out of Coach Knighton's room, and then the other way is to have a backer walk up on the line of scrimmage, and that would come out of our room. And the good thing that I'm learning about the system is it has the flexibility to be multiple and use the personnel that you have in your team to the best of your ability. So there's a little bit of edge rush that could come out of the linebacker room, but it could also come out of the D-line room. So I think we're just going to have to go through spring to see where the strengths of each guy lie.
Just seeing guys move, I know you can't evaluate them completely because they're not in pads, but just who kind of would you see in your room right now that fits that kind of role, like a pass rushing role?
I think Elijah Herring has some natural pass rush to him. Like, there's no question in my mind that could be part of a role for him. But I also know that the reason he came here is because he wanted an opportunity to really grow as a linebacker. So we're evaluating all elements of what that's going to look like and how he's going to fit. But I think there's several guys that can play on the line of scrimmage. Who the best pass rusher is, we'll have to see. But having a guy like Amari Williams on the defensive side, that certainly will add to that dynamic.
With some of the returners that you have in that room, guys who are some might consider younger, but they've have a solid amount of experience by now. Who are some of the guys that are kind of stood out to you so far since taking over that room?
Well, the three guys that stand out for sure are Blake, Juice Cryer, and Omar. Because they've played some significant minutes here and have some experience, but they're still learning and growing, especially now within a new system. But they're working really hard, and the biggest thing that from day one with Coach Sims and myself in the room that we try to instill in them is it's going to take all of them, and whether guys transferred in or guys returned in the program, the strength of the unit is going to be the unit as a whole, and I think it has a chance to be a really solid room.
And finally, what are some of your goals for the spring? Fix stuff, I guess that you want to figure out personnel-wise with these guys, and then just goals that you've kind of set up for some of these players.
Well, big picture-wise, we got to lay the foundation of what the standard of the Coach White defense is going to be. And that's in every aspect. That's in the physicality. That's in the effort. That's in the toughness. But it's also going to be in the execution because when you have a new system that is so different than what we were doing before, there is a learning curve, and we got to come out of spring really, really comfortable with what it is, what we're good at, what our strengths are, and to me that's the primary focus. And then with each individual player, what they need to improve is going to be dependent really on where they're at in their career. But I'm really excited to get this started with this group, and their first 8 weeks of the winter program were excellent, and now it's about time to turn the page and get into spring football.
Awesome.